Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basic Trouble podcast, the podcast with a lot of talk about music and a little bit of swearing. My name is Ashish. I'm your co host.
And I'm Nirupama, the other co-host. This week's topic is indie music, or as most of us know it, it's called indie music, but it's actually independent music. So, looking at the proper definition of indie music or independent music is music produced independently from commercial record labels or their subsidiaries. Technically, it involves an autonomous do-it-yourself approach to recording and publishing. And I think right when you Google indie music, the most popular artists are The Weeknd, MGMT, The Shins, Florence and the Machine, and the F16s and stuff like that. So,
Aren't they all, aren't they all like signed on to a studio?
yeah, I mean, now they're signed on to a studio, but I mean, I just go. So, I think indie music's become more of like a genre of like rock or something rather than like the actual Wikipedia definition of it. Because indie music is supposed to be independent music. No, like it's supposed
Yeah.
to be without any of these record labels. Now, Billie Eilish is indie music, is what most people say, but she signed on to the
Ah,
same record. Yeah, Billie Eilish, you know Billie Eilish, right?
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, she's signed on to the same record Guns N' Roses was signed on. So,
Ah,
like, you know,
hmm. No,
right.
but I would not consider her to be an indie artist.
A lot of people told me
Especially,
she was indie, man. Like, I've heard only one of her songs. That bad guy one, that song's really nice. But apart from that, it's like, eh, I haven't heard
yeah,
anything else.
yeah, like I would like consider her like a part of that pop group and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
don't
she
think
does electro pop music.
today's random question from me for a change.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite type of school pouches?
Oh, dude, you remember the pink one where you used to have like the एक side may open, दूसरे side may open, and then you press a button and the sharpener comes out, and then you press a button and you have like the pencil stand come out.
Uh,
That.
yeah, that was really cool. I had a similar answer, but mine was the Milo one, where instead of erasers and sharpeners, you would get two stumps, and you could basically play
Oh yeah,
paper
no, we
cricket
used to
on them.
play cricket on this one also. I mean, we used to throw stuff at that stand and like whoever wins kind of puts the stand
Yeah,
down, but like similar concepts. But I think my pencil pouch is cooler.
I mean, come on, dude. Like this had two stumps coming out of it. It was
Bro, you
completely
could
pointless,
store
but it was still cool.
sharpenings in the box. Like I think that's just like technology doing its apex at that time. Like I don't know, man. Like if I invented that, I think I'd be pretty proud of myself. I'd call it a day.
Talking about sharpening, did you ever do that thing where you would just take the lead and just slowly turn that against the blade
I
instead of
actually
actually
did
just
that
turning the
five
whole
minutes ago when
principle
I was sharpening. Like it. That's not what I did. So like when I sharpen my pencil, I try to make flowers
out of the nib?
out of the sharpenings.
Oh, out of the sharpening.
Yeah.
Now I would just take the nib and I would try to like give like several layers. I would make the bottom part as thin as possible, then leave a bit of thickness, then make it thinner, then
Oh no,
thick, then
I was
thin, then thick,
making
then thin.
flowers with the sharpener thing before.
Ah,
Yeah, like if you want to do that, actually, this one, what's that? Round pencils work the best.
which pencils?
Round pencils instead of Faber Castell sells you triangle wala pencils, na?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Oh, you mean like those what do you call the drawing wala pencils?
yeah, drawing wala pencils.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that one.
That's how like I know that there's like names like 2B, 3B and stuff like that. I just call
Yeah, no,
them
I don't know
drawing
any of
wala.
that. I don't know. I know like it's based on like the thickness or the darkness or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, saying that, I mean like I don't know. I think all the round tip pencils are really nice. Like you can make the best sharpening flowers out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Today's
So
so
right, let's get back to music. What's your favorite indie artist, or what is some indie artists that you constantly listen to?
uh recently or like for a long
Like
time.
generally.
Generally, I think for now it's been Taz Sultana. I just find her music fun.
That's nice. That's nice.
No, but like she can like those people who say that you can make your guitar weep. Like she can
Yeah,
make
like
a
I think there's a whole song about that, you know.
yeah by the Beatles. I know.
Yeah, it's called Wild Maggot. I like that song. It's very nice.
Yeah, I mean like her way of playing is sort of like making the guitar weep. There's a song called "Murder to the Mind," which is super like nice, dude.
You've been
It,
listening to a lot of Taj Sultana recently, though.
no, like I've just like finished her whole this thing, right? Her whole discography.
Whoa, that is a lot.
Dude, this was there in the previous episode, Unida. No, but yeah, so I've listened to all her songs already. So now, like, I've been going over a few of the ones which, like, I've kept in like my wait list where, and I'm not sure if I like it, but I'm not sure if I hate it. So those I'm going back to again, and every now and then I'm finding songs which I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. How
Yeah, I
about you?
think I really like Welcome to the Jungle. It was a really chill song, like nice vibe to keep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a couple of the indie artists I've been listening to for a very long time are the F16s. I really they're this indie band from Chennai, right? They weren't very popular a couple of years ago, so I heard one of their songs called Moonchild on VH1. So
Hmm.
I think from then I started listening to like a crazy amount of F16s, and
Hmm.
like yeah, that's they performed in Bangalore. I couldn't go to the concert, but I really wanted to, as usual. But yeah, they're a really good band. I would um, definitely recommend. And apart from that, I think Parvaz, the local train. I think Pratik Kuhad is an independent artist, if I'm not wrong.
Pratik, what?
Pratik Kuhad, that um, cold mess guy, Kasoor.
No, man.
Wait, you
I'm,
don't know
I'm
Pratik Kuhad?
right now. No,
How do you
not
not
really.
know?
Like,
Dude,
no,
like,
because I'm not like super tuned into the Indian
oh no, dude,
rock
this
scene
I,
as much
I'm
as
I'm
you are.
telling you, don't go tell anybody that you don't know Pratik Kuhad. Like he's a very popular indie musician, to be honest.
Ah,
Like his music's really nice. Like I liked his 2018 pre 2018 work a lot.
what happened after 2018? Like you went pop or something,
No
or
man, I just didn't like his work. Like it didn't
ah,
appeal to me as much as
what genre is he? Like in general, like if you could compare his music to any other artist.
I think he'd be like Billie Eilish without, but he sings and not speaks, and like there's no electro stuff involved.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
nice, nice. So is he just like a singer, or does
he
he like
plays
have a
the
band
guitar.
that
I
plays
think.
the music?
I think he plays the guitar. I think Ritviz
Oh,
is an independent artist. No.
technically yes, but I don't know if he's signed on to Nuclear as well.
Oh, is it? I did not know this. I think Nuclear is an independent artist. Yeah.
So I don't know if he's a indie musician anymore, but yeah, he did start as a indie musician.
Right. Okay. There is this very very nice electro jazz band. It's called Mad Boy Mink.
Mad Boy Ming.
Yeah, so it's this bassist and this singer, and that singer is so full of energy, dude. Like, I think so. Apparently, she's really good to watch live and stuff, but also,
Hmm.
like, their music is so nice. Like, if you are into electro jazz, that I think
Hmm.
if you're into jazz in general, I think their music would like be really nice to listen to that way.
Ah, nice,
Yeah,
nice. Like this whole episode is me learning about India's indie scene.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I think we should just change the topic. Ashish
I
gets
know that much.
schooled.
I get what?
Schooled.
Schooled. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. We'll
Anyway,
just change the episode, Kana.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so
In the podcast also.
what are some non-Indian indie artists you listen to?
Where should I start from? Okay,
No Tash Sultana. If you say Tash Sultana, okay, so let's play a game. If you say the number of times you say Tash Sultana is the number of times you buy food for your entire fan base.
no chance, bro. Now,
Dude, our
now and all,
fan
okay,
base is
fine.
just like, I don't know, 3 people, dude,
No,
and
no, no.
like
So,
two of
no,
them
no.
are
I
pity
am completely
listeners and
okay
one
with
of
it.
them is you.
Yeah, I am completely okay with it because now everyone will get COVID and they'll die. I'll have to buy them once, they die, then I can chill.
But you have to buy them once, no?
So what? I'll
No,
just buy
like
them
after the
some
pandemic ends,
Pani Puri or something.
after the pandemic ends.
Sure, boss.
Yeah.
Same goes with you and George Michael, RHCP.
I think that's like every band you're listing out at this point. It's not fair. Like you
Yeah.
can't list out every band and be like buy food. I'm sorry.
No, but those are not every band you listen to. Those are two artists, man. It's RHCP and George Michael.
Okay,
It's
so
two
we'll
artists.
talk Flea and Anthony instead, and Aha instead of like George Michael. Easy peasy.
Same. Okay, fine. I'll talk about Taz Sultana's bass playing instead of her.
Okay,
Okay.
right.
Anyway, back to the episode. One of the most recentish bands that I've heard is this guy called Michael Kiwanuka, who has a song called "In the Morning." This is like super uplifting song, man. Especially like if you're having anxiety and shit like that. Now, this is relaxing in a way that I can't really explain.
Then I think I would definitely listen to this kind of music.
You should do. This is like it's weird, but it's like
It's
like
nice.
you know how
Like yeah.
songs. Yeah, like you know how songs like you don't really like them first, but if you keep hearing them over and over again, you just find bits and pieces of that song that you just start to like. Sort of like
Speaking
that.
of that, I think somebody that I used to know is probably one of those songs.
Oh yeah, Gotier, no?
Yeah, yeah. It's like you
Completely
start off
for
and like that's not your favorite song, but like you listen to it and it kind of grows on you.
mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, like what happened to him, dude? I mean,
Oh, he
he
released
had
an
that one song and
80s
he left.
version of his song. Like a remake of somebody that I used to know, and it's super catchy, dude. Like there are all these people commenting stuff like this song ended the Cold War and all that. So
Cold War between who?
the 80s wala Cold War. I don't know. He released an 80s remake, and all these people were saying stuff.
Oh,
And they were
oh,
fooling
okay,
stuff
okay.
as though like fooling other people as though the song was actually made in the 80s and all. So it's like okay,
Nice,
like
nice.
screw composing other songs, dude. Like we'll just
Replay old
like
song.
roll with the same shit. Like we'll just put Swalpa mixer and here.
What a great summarization of the music industry.
I think I think I mean like if you did have hopes that we're gonna get sponsored by Bollywood, I think you're just being kinda stupid right now. It's like we've had a whole episode about remixes or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, we are those cool Bollywood kids, like, we don't play with the rules, like, on screen. Off screen, we're just like, everything goes, it's
Yeah, like we
fine.
don't get
But, like,
on
on
screen to
screen,
get like play with the rules also. So like nobody will ever know.
I mean, we're technically on a screen now.
Right, yeah, that's okay, sure.
We won't get too many people watching the screen that we're on, but we'll be on screen somewhere.
Right, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean like 30 views and all, dude. Like direct. PewDiePie notice me, senpai.
YouTube has a play button, man.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, what's the weirdest place that you found a good indie artist in?
This is an interesting question. I don't know. Probably YouTube recommendations. Like I think that's how I actually learned how to talk to like giraffes and stuff.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Like you keep going through somewhere and your recommendation will show some video of some rabbit talking to human.
Ever gotten that recommendation?
Hmm?
I've never gotten that recommendation.
Then you will not
Rabbit talking
spend
to.
enough time on YouTube.
I've spent a decent time on YouTube. I've spent so much time that my parents constantly keep saying that I spend too much time on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, then maybe YouTube recommendations. So you know that joke, right? Like, it's like I'm gonna sleep at 10 o'clock today like a
Hmm.
healthy human being, and 3 a.m. that person's learning how to talk to like giraffes and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've actually done that.
Huh? No,
You've
man.
actually
I was
done
like
that.
referring to the meme. You think you actually thought I know how to talk to giraffes and stuff? Or?
No, but I would have believed that you've seen a video that shows that
Yeah,
because
I think I
YouTube is
probably
so
have. Like,
weird.
I probably have.
YouTube is so weird that something like that for me is like, yeah, of course that exists. Why would that not exist?
No, but I think YouTube recommendations is one of the funniest. Or some TV show. Like, I think I
Hmm.
heard about Galantis. You remember that peanut butter jelly band? That song was
Not
crazy
really.
back in like 2014, 15 time.
Hmm.
I think that band I heard about from, YouTube.
Oh, nice,
Yeah. It's nice band.
nice. Are they from like India or from outside?
No, no, they're not from India. I think they're from some European country.
Hmm. Cool. What else?
So yeah, wait. I think Agam is kind of indie that way.
Agam.
Agam.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The
And I think
Indian
one
one.
of the
Yeah.
most popular like Mumford and Sons and Arctic Monkeys and 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots, right.
They were an indie band, right? When they originally started.
Yeah, they were even Taylor Swift was an indie artist, no?
Dude, Taylor Swift came from money, man. I don't think she was ever like an indie.
No, it says that on Google. That's the reason I'm telling you that.
Mm.
She
Yeah.
probably is rich enough to own her own record label. Like I'm not kidding about this.
No. She is now, but she also has like rich parents. So,
Right, right, right.
so basically, like her first deal basically came about because her parents invested in a music making company.
Oh,
So they gave her a deal because of that.
I did not know this. I think
Apparently. So
the
I'm not fully
1975s are independent. Yeah,
1975.
yeah. Oh, Nirvana is independent. Tame Impala. Right.
Are Nirvana independent? I mean, like they seem like a big band, right? Like at least at the time,
Yeah, but
given.
I mean, I think that's coming back to the same point. I feel like independent or you know indie artists in general have kind of crossed the definition of starting their own record label. You get that, right? Like,
Hmm.
it's I don't feel like uh, to be an indie artist you have to own your own record label or produce your music independently. Like, I think that's just that definition is kind of obsolete right now
Hmm.
because
But like,
I mean Taylor Swift is not an indie artist but she's still listed in indie artists.
yeah, I mean Taylor Swift is also listed as a country artist. So
Yeah, that's true. She's also listed as a pop artist. It's not that. Like, I really feel like I think indie has become more like the definition's kind of merging with alternative in many ways.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
like,
Talking about like
yeah.
labels and stuff like that. So this was in a documentary I saw. There was one focused on like Eminem, Dr. Dre, Paul something, whatever his name was, and they were
Mhm.
basically talking about how every artist they signed, every artist that got big, how they just asked them to create their own label, but create that label under Interscope Records. So Interscope Records
Is
was
this
like
the
this.
Guns N' Roses Billie Eilish one, right?
No, this is the Dr. Dre one.
Yeah, but Interscope is, I believe that Guns N' Roses signed for Interscope.
Did they?
Yeah. I
No,
just read
because
about it from Billie Eilish.
he
Interscope.
read about it from Billie Eilish.
Yeah, I
She
read about it from Billie Eilish. See,
paper.
Interscope had Blackpink, Playboy Carti, Eminem, yeah, Eminem, Priyanka Chopra, Lady Gaga, Dr. Dre, Selena Gomez, Marilyn Manson, Katy Perry,
Hmm.
Elton John, Skylar.
Um, oh yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, so basically they were talking about how every artist that even made a hit on the charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would to make their own records so that they would appear more indie, even though that label was basically owned by Interscope.
See, like that kind of comes back to the point that see, like record labels make a lot of money. That's one part of it. But the other part of it is going to the definition of indie is defined more as alternative. Like the Weekend is called an indie artist right now. You get it?
Yeah, but even like alternative is like such a weird genre of music because what can you consider as alternative? Like alternative to what? Because everything has a genre. Like every type of music has some
I think
sort of genre.
alternative is just comes back to the it's not mainstream, so it's alternative.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
visible.
like I think that's the most basic definition of alternative.
Everything that's not famous is just alternative.
No, the funny
Like
thing
that.
is Nirvana was so famous, right?
Hmm.
But they were still an alternative band.
Yeah.
So I think alternative is not it's not pop, it's not rock, it's not jazz. I think it's like um it can't be exactly classified into one genre alone, is what I feel.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. I'm looking at the official this thing. Alternative rock, also called alternative music, alt rock, or simply alternative, is a category of rock music that emerged from independent music undergrounds of the 1970s and became popular in the 1980s. Alternative referred to the genre's distinction from mainstream or commercial rock or pop music. So yeah, basically stuff that sounds like the popular music but is not popular.
Right, right. That yeah,
Hmm.
I think alternative you can't really define alternative without taking like a whole load of examples, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So, yeah, what is one indie alternative? I mean, indie artist that you would definitely recommend? Not Raj Sultana again. Like, I think.
Uh, Nanoripe, as it stands, because their music is so cool,
Who?
everyone should like listen. Nanoripe, Nano dot RIPE.
Okay, okay. What like?
This- So, I think we talked about in the previous episode. So they're a Japanese. They're considered a Japanese pop band, but I consider them more like Japanese rock. But they're basically a team of two people who have
Mm-hmm.
had lots of um, lots of different band members who have not stayed there and been like permanent members. So I think they've had like I think 10 different band members already.
Oof, that's
Yeah.
a lot.
So like, these two guys were like the people who have been there, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone else just keeps on changing all the time.
Okay.
And those changing band members, like that affects their music, and you can see that their music also sort of starts to go through changes throughout the years.
Right.
I think like these guys also haven't made any albums, but they've put out a shitload of singles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They put out like
That's
20 singles or stuff like that. No albums though.
right. Right. So, have you heard of this one group called Scary Pockets?
Scary what?
Scary Pockets. It's not really, I don't think it's really indie. I don't think they're really signed to a record label. It's just like this band and they make a lot of covers of all these songs. So, like Guns N' Roses, but they funk it up.
Oh, okay.
And like the Bee Gees, they have a remix of Staying Alive and How Deep Is Your Love.
Also, like that. Uh, lady that makes jazz covers of songs.
Who?
I forgot her name. No, basically, there's a huge channel that just makes like jazzy covers of songs. So they
Right.
take like metal songs, like like Slipknot and stuff like that, and they take
Oh.
that and they make jazz versions of it.
So how did Psychosocial go?
I don't know, but I imagine psychosocial sort of lends itself as well, because if you just take out the heavy like distorted stuff, right, the heavy distorted guitar, and you replace that with smooth saxophone music,
Mm-hmm.
I think like that change in the mood itself would sort of naturally lead to the lyrics.
Right. Yeah, I think that's most a lot of metal songs that way, right?
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
the lyrics mean something. It's not just screeching and screaming and yelling and you know.
Mm. Other thing, like the way that they sing the stuff that basically the way that the lyrics is sung also sort of changes the
Hmm.
meaning of the song completely.
Right. Right.
Any other band?
So there's this band called When Chai Met Toast and the Local Train Parvaz. They're really good bands.
When Chai Met Toast.
Yeah, I think they're
Oh,
Malayali. And let me Google. Really nice songs. Oh,
ask
also Thaikudam Bridge. I think Thaikudam Bridge is indie, right?
which one?
Thaikudam Bridge. Have you not heard of Thaikudam Bridge?
Like I told you, like I am not into the Indian scene at all,
Okay,
man. I
so
have
Thaikudam Bridge is like this I think 11-member band.
okay.
So yeah, they started off. They became famous through this musical show called Music Mojo, and they had
Hmm.
like their own composition. They became famous through YouTube, technically.
They look like every college Mallu dance group ever.
Ah, right. Yeah, no, I mean, they're, oh, dude, like, the lead singer, the way he, like, goes on with those Mallu words, oh my god, it's, like, crazy.
Oh my god, man. Like these guys look so stereotypically Mallu.
Oh, but these guys are amazing, dude. Like, also, there is this band called Avial. They're Indian, they're Malayali, they're metal. They had one of the best bassists ever. They still have a very good bassist. So, this band makes
This
crazy amazing music. That's spelled Avial.
who's the bassist? Like or who was
Naresh,
their bassist?
I think who's Avial's with? He's with that Kailash Care project now, dude. Naresh Kamath or something.
Hmm.
Wait.
Oh, it's a pretty old band, dude.
Yeah, Avial's
2003.
very old. They were famous in like 2003 or something.
Okay, so this is listing the bassist as Binny Isaac.
Yeah, that's the current bassist, but
Oh,
yeah, they had their old bassist. That guy was insane. You should watch their music videos though. Like, guy is just losing it. Yeah, Naresh Kamath was the bassist from 2003 to 2008.
oh, nice.
Speaking of the Indian scene
Hmm.
that way, there's a band called what's that dude? Like it's that really famous Indian metal band. Wait, googling this.
Cryptos,
Hey,
Paula and
Cryptos,
the
no, Cryptos we've spoken about. Sky Harbor, Inner Sanctum, Downtrodden, and
This is definitely all Googled.
no. I'm serious. Like I have actually heard these bands. Thermal
Ah,
and a Quarter. Thermal and a Quarter is really nice.
Terminal what?
Thermal and a Quarter.
Terminal and Quota. Okay.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Okay.
Thermal and a Quarter has a lot of nice jazz.
Nice jazz.
Mm,
Jazz stuff. Okay, cool.
yeah.
You're a Bangalore rock band. Okay, cool.
Yes.
These guys also are like pretty old only, dude.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are older than us. Holy shit. They're like fucking 23 years old already.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think their guitarist is that famous guy. What's his name? Uh, their main vocalist, guitarist.
Famous isn't like movie famous or like musically famous?
This one, musically famous.
Oh, I don't know. Wait, I'll just find their. Wow, his name is Bruce Lee Money.
Yeah, the guy is insane. He's a really good guitarist.
Wow, has he like changed his name
I don't know,
legally or?
man. Like, I don't know. I'll be sure to ask him.
Hey, like knowing you, I have no idea who you might actually know, Rudy. You might have just gone to some random mall, met some band, started banging your head against their guitar or whatever,
Like,
and
are
you've
you
been like,
referring
yeah.
to some incident that's already happened, or like is this completely new? Like,
I don't know, man. Like you keep like going on. Like I am pretty sure the only thing stopping you from like going to live music events now is,
there are
this.
no live music events. That's
Exactly. Yeah.
what's stopping everybody, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, like I'm sure that you would be just going out there, finding all kinds of new bands, and just headbanging to their music.
Yeah, I mean, look, see, when you look at that, Mishram is, dude, they won so many battle bands and they performed in the UK Tech Fest.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, like, they have international fans. And to be honest, dude, they're actually a good band. Like, they barely release any music, which is just kind of pissing off for their fans and stuff. But they have a very tight set. And, like, it's nice to watch some bands live.
Ah.
Yeah.
So like Sword,
Sorry?
they're cool. Like Sword, System of a Down,
Yeah.
they're cool, but they just don't put out any music, and they piss off the
And
fans.
is System of a Down even together now?
They do concerts and stuff like that
Right.
because
Oh, Serge
money.
Tankian, right? Of course.
Yes.
Chop Suey.
Talking about Surge, is what's that guy's name? Rami Dwivedi or Vijvedi, the guy who made the music for Game of Thrones. Is he considered indie?
Oh, dude, that guy, bro. He made the music for that apocalypse show. What is that? Westworld.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
is he considered indie anymore, or like did he come from indie
I
roots
don't
or?
know, dude. Like, but his covers
Hardcore?
of like, oh, he made a cover of that Rolling Stones Painted Black one.
Hmm.
That's really nice, to be honest.
Yeah, like his whole like style of like this orchestral music is really fun to listen to.
Yeah,
This is like
yeah,
almost super grand.
yeah. I think that's really nice, and I think he released a couple of other covers as well.
Of like rock bands or
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. A couple of rock bands. Was it? Was he the composer for Game of Thrones?
yeah.
Oh,
Game of Thrones season 8, he made all the big songs for that.
oh, that what the theme song? Ramin Javadi,
Yeah.
Persian. Yeah. Uh, wait, wait. I will find out. I know he released another song. I forgot the name of it. Oh, Wicked Games. You heard Wicked Games, right? By this guy. Oh, he put Heart Shaped Box also.
I
Nice.
heard of Sacred Games. I don't know what.
No. Wicked Games is this wonderful song. It's by Corey Taylor did a wonderful Chris Isaac. Chris Isaac. Yeah, that guy.
Dude, I haven't
So,
heard like Corey Taylor songs in like nearly a year now,
oh,
man.
he put a cover of this song called Wicked Games. Like, my guitarist was like very unhealthily obsessed with that cover for a very long time.
Hmm.
And then I got very obsessed with that cover. It's a very beautiful song.
Nice. I think this will be stuff that will go into my to be listened to list.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, have you heard of Guns N' Roses? Did you finally listen to Guns N' Roses?
I think you know the answer to that already.
Yeah, man, like you didn't. You disappoint. You're doing
No,
disappoint.
because no, I guess no. Wait, this leads in nicely to the next segue because over the past week, right, I've been listening to two indie artists that I found through Instagram ads.
Right.
So, which is the weirdest place to actually find
Oh,
decent
yeah,
music?
dude.
Because
Like,
to most of Instagram, like I don't think people on Instagram know how to put up their ads at all. It always like cuts off halfway, or the caption is so shit.
no,
But
no,
like these two
dude.
brands,
Like, there's something called Jamify or G-Fi or something like that for all these musicians that's come up. I don't know, man. Like those kind of ads just annoy me. Like, do you want to play guitar like her? You are only
Yeah, I
steps
know.
away.
Yeah, I mean, like, no,
No.
but not them. So this was, I think, nearly a year back, where I remember seeing this, and that's where like I had a very highly unhealthy obsession with Japan and Japanese culture at the time.
Anime.
I mean, not anime, JRPGs games. So
Alright.
yeah, but basically, I like the culture of Japan, which is, I guess, sort of like India, but it's a bit more held back and sort of more restrained than India is. So yeah,
Restrained.
so yeah, like okay. So for example, if you go to India, right? If you go to say Holi, right, the festival, it's just colors everywhere.
Yeah.
Japan is similar to that, except it's not like an explosion of colors. There's like restraint there, and it's only a few colors that sort of work together. India is just like, yeah, take everything we have, everything right now in front of you, and Japan is sort of like, no, no, let's hold a bit back. So yeah, and anyway, that Japan was something that fascinated me at the time. So I would hear a lot of bands that sounded sort of Japanese but were actually American or British.
So
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I found a band called Dansu.
I
Who
like
are
them. They have this song called
yeah,
"Don't You Give Up," right?
yeah.
Yeah.
There was one more
Instagram
called
ads.
yeah, there was one more called In My City, which sounds really fun.
Right.
So yeah, these
It
guys are like
reminds me
super
of
indie
Priyanka
band.
Chopra song. I'm sorry, like that's just the desi
Oh no,
indie
no,
music.
no,
It's just
not that. This is way better than that song. So yeah, this song is like really nice. It's all like a homage to the main Japanese cities. And yeah, it's a super fun song.
Would you rip my heart out, rip my heart out? I'm on the run, but I cannot escape. My heart is lost in the city. You draw me close and you push me away. My heart is lost in the city.
One more band that I heard, which was very like jazzy, is a band called Spells and Curses, which I think I can play the song. Same with Dansu. If I can play the song, I'll play them here or at the end of the episode.
They say she's been wicked for days, playing all the wicked little games. She's been wicked for days, and I know it, I know it, I know. Yeah, I know it, I know it, I know.
If
it
I can play
seems
the
better.
song without any, either way, like, or else I'll like play like a snippet here and I'll play the full song at the end if
Right.
YouTube allows it.
Right.
But yeah. So these bands were like the biggest ones I heard, and they're like very jazzy, super relaxed, plays like actual instruments instead of being electronic and crap. How about yourself? What bands did
So
you find on social media through
right. No,
ads? And stuff like that?
about Japan. So I was so there's this person called Bill Wirtz who used to make a lot of YouTube videos. Right. So so some of his videos are like they're really memey, but there's a lot of music, nice music, jazzy stuff in that. So the music is just him singing. So you know how they go. So sometimes they're saying something and the last word is like this really nice spaced out music thing.
On YouTube?
No, like in meme videos. Like he
Oh,
goes,
okay, yeah.
so he was talking about the history of Japan. It's a 9-minute video and it's very interesting. So it's about how there were rice fields and there were like there was an emperor and then the samurai became organized, and every time the emperor died they shifted the capital and the samurai started their emperor. They started ruling the country, and how the emperor decided. I mean, they still let the emperor be the emperor and wear emperor clothes and everything. And then this guy came up with like a cool new thing called Buddhism, and everybody was like no. But then he said Buddhism, and then he was like everybody said no quietly, so everybody converted to Buddhism and all that. It's really nice.
Yeah. Okay. But okay.
So it's like, no, I just wanted to say it. Like, I have
Oh,
no
okay.
reason for actually, like, there was no motive behind it. I just want to say that, like, I learned a lot about Japan from that video, and I truly feel like I can have a 9 minute conversation about Japan. Like, I've watched the video twice.
Nice. So just do like a 9 minute TikTok where they speak, but you open your mouth. That's it.
Uh, no, like I can speak. Like, I can talk about Japan. Like, I know the history of Japan, so I can tell you that, like, the samurai ruled over the country, and the Mongols wanted to invade them. The Mongols kind of invaded them, and, like, they made the government govern more, and they made, like, China's government, which governs more, and, like,
Goddamn Mongolian! You break down my city wall last time!
and so apparently
Talking about
the meaning of Japan is a land of the rising sun or something like that.
yeah, I know that's literally like the tagline of Japan now.
No, the funny thing is China wanted to call them something else. And these guys said, no, call us the land of the rising sun.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Like, I know a lot about Japan now, so I'm kind of happy.
Nice. No, but like talking about Japan, like if you see popular culture, apparently
Mm.
all Japanese high schools go on like a school sponsored vacation to some international country,
Oh,
which is
our school took us to
mind
Wonderla,
boggling.
no?
Yeah.
Like, for us, that Wonderla trip also got
Or,
cancelled, dude.
or even worse, they would just throw you into the forest outside the school.
Oh, that happened to you guys? That's sad.
Yeah.
So, like, in 10th, they were like, we'll take you. Remember, it was like Goa, Hyderabad, Cochin. They used to have like 3 car vacations. So, we were supposed to go to Cochin, right? They cancelled the trip for us, dude.
Oh, that sucks
I
for
think
you,
your
dude.
batch went to Goa. No, your batch probably went to Cochin.
No, we went to Hyderabad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The third option.
That's kind of
Dude,
sad, too. Like,
dude, but no, but Hyderabad was so much fun, man. Like I
we
admit,
didn't
I would have
go.
liked to
They
go to
said they'll
Goa
take us to
better.
Wonderla. There also, they didn't take us.
But dude,
We
by the
just
time that
cried.
I was in, no, but like by the time I was in 10th, I was like, fucking Mandala, how many times we'll go? Because like,
I've never been on a school trip to Wonderla, by the way. Like,
how, dude? Like, Wonderla trip happens every year. Like I've been going since I was in like 6th grade, I think.
I
Sixth,
never
7th, I've
went
been
from
going.
6th grade. I think fourth, not even fourth. I think third grade is the last time I went to any of the school picnics. That Woody
Why?
Adventure Trek I used to go, I went till 5th. That's it.
Woody Adventure, I went once and I nearly died, and I was like, fuck this, I'm never going again.
No, I liked the nearly dying part. That's the reason I kept going.
That is extremely
Like,
depressing, dude.
yeah, like, I actually meant that to be. Like, I mean everything I said.
I like nearly dying. It's just a hobby of mine. People like to draw, people like to play video
I keep
games. I just like
failing
to
at
nearly
it
die.
though.
Don't worry, we'll all be extremely successful at it one day.
Yeah, I mean,
Most of
well,
us will just die. You will die in the most spectacular way.
the Woody Adventure Trip. No, but I actually stopped going to those picnics when I was in like 4th.
Yeah, but why though? Like, were you
What,
just
bro? You
bored
go
or?
sit there, you teachers will be like, okay, we'll put some merry-go-round, everybody be happy, come, it's lunch, eat. No.
We'll put a merry-go-round. What kind of shit teachers did you have there?
We had the same teachers. We went to the same school, dude. Like,
Yeah, I know, but like, what kind of shit teachers did you
no,
go
the
on a trip
picnics were
with?
never fun. This
I'm,
explains
it's
why
a,
I have, like, I don't know, one friend I keep in touch from school.
but like, I'll be honest, like, for us, right, like, we would just like bring our own stuff to sort of play with. So, back when we were in 6th, it was the heyday of the PSP, like the PlayStation Portable,
Um,
and all of us would just bring our PSPs and just like keep it in our like our bags and stuff like that, bags on
sneak.
our laps, PSP inside the bag, and just
Sneak.
keep playing in the bus.
Oh, right. I remember this. My seniors used to keep doing this. I was a good child. Sit in the middle bench and sleep.
That's why your trip sucked, dude.
Shut up.
Like, no, but like, honestly, like these trips, you either like follow the rules and play like Antakshari and stuff like that, or you don't follow the rules and you just start playing on your
See,
PSP.
the funny thing was like, bro, okay, I think you guys played a lot of Antakshari and stuff. Like, how many of the girls you know actually joined? Sorry, girls played a lot of Antakshari and everything, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, in case you haven't figured it out yet, just like letting you know.
No, but the guys would play as well. Like the guys wouldn't sing, would just scream the song. But like the guys would play along as well.
Yeah, no, that's not it. Like, dude, I just always felt like school picnics were boring. Like, I liked Woody Adventures a lot because, like, you know, there's like adventure involved,
Really
like
died.
trek, like almost die. It's like, oops, too bad.
I'm just thinking as to what your everyday hobbies are. Like you're just like juggling 30 knives.
No, man, I'm
I'm nearly
actually
dying
sitting and
every second of
coloring
my
with
life.
color pencils now. Like, I've kind of been doing that for a while.
You're painting with your blood.
No,
I might nearly die in
it's
this call. You
Apsara
never
color
know.
pencils. I'm actually coloring with that now.
What a dangerous hobby you have.
No, I think it's 3-year-olds can do it. That's
Natraj pencils will probably come and kill you now.
yeah, man, the worst nightmares.
Anyway, wait. Talking about school days, did you have any indie artists or any indie artists that became famous since you were, since you started listening to them?
Let me think. The artists. Dude, I listened to One Direction for like a really long time. Not very proud of that, but I still listen to them sometimes, and I'm really sad. But like, I guess
But
that's
they were
about it.
indie, right? Because like they started by going on to that reality show, right? And from there they signed on to Simon Cowell's label, and
Oh.
from there they were launched.
No, I don't know all that. I just know that they have a lot of like catchy, nice songs. That's it.
Because they were like studio made like from the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh well, but
they,
they
I
were
think,
nice. I liked them.
yeah, they were okay. They were like Justin Bieber times 5, in my
Sense.
opinion.
Sense.
One more indie artist that you think people should hear like today, like go to now, or indie artist whose music we can play without getting copyright strike.
My music, dude. My music only.
Sure, dude. No, I'm actually serious. Give me a MP3 recording of your songs. We'll put it on the
I
podcast.
have none.
Okay, then film yourself singing it live now.
Mm.
Okay, while juggling 30 knives, and we'll put it up on the
I'm still
internet.
coloring. I'm trying to sharpen an ink pen.
Sharpening ink pens was fun because you'd get that like plastic pieces.
No, I don't want to because it's only ink pen I have that actually works properly, and I don't have refill also. So like, you know, oops. What's your favorite indie song?
Favorite indie song?
Yeah. Or if I say favorite indie song, what's the first one that comes to your mind?
As it stands, Piston Pisto by Kali Baka. I think that's a song that I can play without getting any copyright strike.
Okay, so yeah, I think mine is Moonchild by the F16s.
Again, F16.
Yeah, I like them, dude. They're nice.
Pick a better band, dude. Come on.
I
Pick a
like
new band.
Audio Slave.
They're not indie though, right? They have properly been produced.
Grunge, yeah. But I like them. They're really nice. Yeah. Anyhow,
Nearly burned myself with my laptop, dude.
what?
It's heating up like mad.
You know what you should do? Skip warm water and make Maggie. Actually, I'm hungry.
Skip warm. At night time. I just had dinner, dude.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Nirupama's hungry and she's gonna go make Maggie. You
Yes,
also go make
probably.
Maggie. Come back.
Okay, wait.
Replay this episode.
Right. Okay. So this was the Basic Travel Podcast. This is your co-host Nirupama and your other co-host Ashish. So if you like what you hear, or if you want to be a part of the podcast, even if you don't like it, it's kind of okay. Like we just want guests. Fill in the link below. Fill in the link in the description if you want us to talk about something. Again, fill the link in the description. This has been a great episode. Thank you for listening.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh
Goodbye.
yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Good night.
One day I gave you my halo. You left with the quickness, never to return. Tuesday I left with my pistol. I met you on 6th Street with a lost in my eye. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, hey, I'm running from the Lord. He'll bring me to justice for the wrong that I've done. I shot you down. Your body, it fell to the ground. Oh, the sheriff can't catch me. I'm sick as an end game with a love of escape. Saturday morning in Kingston, they found me in the moonshine, arriving with the sickness, my gun in my hand. They shot me down. My body, it fell to the ground. I lifted my pistol and said, I should have had tequila